What is going on? It's your boy Vash the Stampede, and I would like to talk to you about Gokukoku no Brynhildr episode 4. This series is so right. It's just so right. I mean, like, it is so right. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can honestly tell that the guy who made Elfen Lied made this series, because this series is just so right. Like, it still starts off in the warehouse where they last left off, and they're still trying to get the death suppressant pills. And yeah, man, it was actually confirmed and shown that Kuroha did die. She was sliced to fucking bits in this particular episode. Yeah, she was actually killed. And then Ryota actually stabbed that girl in the back, like in her heart or whatever. Like, he stabs her in her heart. Her name was Sayori. Her name was Sayori, and he stabs her in the back, but he did it so that it went right through her heart, and he was like, turn back time. So that's what her other ability is. She can slice shit up within this radius, which is that was a throwback to Elfen Lied, which I thought was cool to tie that shit in a bit. Up to a certain amount of meters, you can just slice stuff up. And she can also manipulate time for 1 minute. And so he stabs her in the heart, knowing that she's gonna die. And he says that, like, I'm piercing your heart, so you're gonna die. So you don't have any choice right now but to turn back time unless you wanna die. You know what I'm saying? And then she slices him up with her ability, and I was just like, motherfucker. Like, when I first saw it, I was thinking to myself, she must have some other plan, like, that's just gonna, like, come into fruition, and someone else is gonna come have to save them, because she sliced him up with, like, no fucks given on her part, right? So I was like, holy shit, like, what is going on? And then she falls down. She's like, am I gonna die? Am I gonna die? And then she reverses time, and he's standing back behind that encasement thing, and Kuroha is still alive, and she's just kind of sitting down. But then her harness, like, ejects a little bit, like, it kind of, like, not fully, but just a little bit. You know what I'm saying? And that means she was hung up, so she couldn't use her magic anymore or whatever. And she's like, get her. She can't do anything, so now get her. And Sayori tries to run away or whatever, but she falls down because of the fatigue, And then after that, though, man, they tied her up, and she was saying that she has a tracking device in her harness or whatever. So if she tried to leave, they would just, eject her shit right away, and she would die. And then Ryota was like, well, let's see if we can disarm the tracking device. I'm going to see if I can just take it off and disarm the tracking device. Like, he was going to try to help her because that's what Kuroha wanted. Kuroha was just like, if we free her, then she won't have no reason to come after us or whatever. And as he was reaching in, Sayori was like, they coming in close. I can still do this. I can still do this. And she tries to go for an attack, but her harness fucking gets ejected. Like, it just gets ejected. And she was like, why? Like, I haven't, whatever. And even Kuroha was like, she didn't try to leave. Why did they eject it? They ejected it because she failed. You know what I'm saying? She failed in her mission. So she was killed, like, right in front of him. She died. And I was just like, damn, like, that's an awesome power to have. You know what I'm saying? They died. But then this thing, it was this little green thing with, like, all these eyes and, like, a little mouth that was crawling towards the harness. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, what the hell? And Ryota freaked out and just stepped on it. And then we kind of put it together when he thought that harness was like the English pronunciation of harness. Like what you would put on a dog. Like you leash a dog and you put the body harness on him so he can't go any further than that, and you can control him. You can control somebody who has on a harness. But he now, like, figures out that it's for her nest. Like, it kind of can be a pun on the word, not a pun, but it can just be kind of interpreted as her nest. Like a nest for things to be bred in. And I was like, whoa, that's disgusting. And they keep showing the guy, the guy in charge. I think his name was Ichijiku or something like that. I think it was Ichijiku. And I don't know exactly what his motive is, but he was sitting in a room with a bunch of people, and he was like, the plan is still going forward. There have been no delays in the plan. All right, I think he said 27 witches escaped. They recovered some, and a bunch of them died. And he was like, "There's not that many pills left, so they all of them probably died too." And they're just waiting to find the bodies and stuff. And then the people he was talking to were like, "But you just got to break in for some of those precious pills." So obviously, some of those witches are still alive, right? And I was just like, "Wow, this shit is getting twisted and ridiculous," right? But they get the pills, and it's only 2 boxes. Fuck, there's only 2 boxes, so they get the pills, and they go back to the observatory, and they give the pills to Kana or whatever, and that girl Kazumi, she's there too, like she was there, and she's kind of being like she takes her pills and then she leaves or whatever. And then he tells them that they can stay there or whatever, like just live here because your house burned down. And then like he leaves, and when he comes back, like Sayori, when he comes back, Kazumi was there, and he was like, "What the hell are you doing?" You know what I'm saying? And she was just like, "Yeah, we can talk about all that shit later." And he was like, "Well, it's an open air bath there, so Konoha, you can take a bath or whatever. Y'all can go take a bath right here. It's a communal bath, but it's also mixed, so you just take a bath there." And he goes in to take a bath because Konoha was just like, "No, I'll take my bath later." So he goes in to take a bath, but Kazumi goes in with him. Like, he doesn't know that she's there. She just kind of calls out to him as he's there, and he turns around and he kind of freaks the fuck out, like, what the hell is going on, And she's just like, "You want to see boobs? You can see mine, and I have to charge you the booby fee." And he turns around and he gets a full view of everything, And I was kind of like, whoa, like, where is this shit kind of coming from? You know what I'm saying? Well, let's skip all that though. Basically, Kazumi transferred into his school as a student because she joined the astrology club, and she did it so that she could stay there without arousing suspicion or whatever, right? And she also said something kind of cryptic. I was like, what the fuck does that mean? She said to Kana, you could move if you wanted to. So I don't know what that means. Like, she said that she could move if she wanted to. So I don't know exactly what that was all about. Hopefully we'll find out in the future, man, because from what I read, I think this shit only gonna be 13 episodes. So they gotta pack in a lot in 13 episodes unless it's gonna be more than one season. And she transfers into the school, but then they get a new member to join who is also a witch. I can't remember her name, the girl's name, whatever she said her name was. But apparently she was sent by Ichijuku, the leader, the professor in charge of the witches or whatever. She was sent by him. And that's the only thing I felt was like stupid about that. I thought that was stupid because I'm like, if you know where they are, why did you send another witch there? You know what I'm saying? You could have literally like came up on there. I mean, I know you got one who can see the future. You know what I'm saying? But she can only see when people are about to die. So couldn't they just had got her and they could have kidnapped all of them? So I didn't, I mean maybe it's because she can see into the future and she would have saw the intent to kill. That's the only thing I can think of. But I was just like, why send another witch there? You know what I'm saying? Especially because if you watch the series or whatever, you will watch the opening and the ending, and you will see that girl is in the ending and the opening. So she obviously becomes one of the main characters. So that shit didn't work. Whatever he did didn't work. So there's that. But this episode was fucking awesome. This show is awesome. I honestly can't wait 1 week. Like, this shit is killing me to wait 1 week at a time, and I want to start reading the manga so damn bad. But I want to be shocked every step of the way. I don't even want to read it. I'm gonna start reading it after the series ends. But I just want to be shocked every week, and so far, this series is doing a damn good job. Damn good job. I love it. This is my favorite new series so far. I fucking love it. I am back to SMP. signing out. Let me know what you think about Gokukoku no Brynhildr episode 4. Let me know what you think about this series as a whole. Let me know what you think Kazumi meant to Kana when she said you can move if you wanted to. What was that all about? Again, Vash Stampede, signing out. This episode starts off exactly where the last one ended. They're still in the warehouse, still trying to get the death suppressant pills. And yeah, it was confirmed, man. In that instant, Konoha. What's going on? It's your boy Vash, the Stampede. And I want to talk about Goku no fuck.